Hey y'all, welcome to Growth Rising or back to Growth Rising. I'm Bird, and on this channel we talk about all things dealing with astrology. And what we've been going over lately are the 12 houses in the birth chart. The birth chart is like the circle, and it basically divides all the houses up, and there's 12 of them. But if you want to find your specific birth chart, you can just go into Google and type in birth chart calculator or how to calculate my birth chart for free, and you'll get several different websites. I'm pretty sure like Astro Cafe, Astro Seek, those will most likely come up, and you just have to type in your birthday, your place of birth, and your time of birth, and then you'll be able to see your specific birth charts from houses 1 to 12 and what signs are ruling each house, and also like what planets are in each house. So we've went over the first 9 houses. So now we're gonna go over the 10th house. So we're almost at the end. The 10th house is the house of the public self. It's the house that deals with Capricorn and Saturn. So you already know that this house also deals with some rules and regulations, because that's all what Saturn is about. And also this house can also be a part of your reputation. The way that other people see you, because this house is at the top of the chart, like the very top. A lot of times, not always, the 10th house is associated with your midheaven. And the reason why I say not always is because, okay, let's say you type in your birth chart, and so you get the circle, and most likely it's going to just show you the Placidus house. The Placidus house is the way that's set up. But if you change that to the whole house system, your midheaven is going to stay in whatever sign that it was in, even with the Placidus, because when at the time of your birth, that's what was at the peak, the top. And so with that, your midheaven could, most of the time, it's going to be in your 10th house. But if you change like the housing method that you're using, it might be in either the 9th house or the 11th house. So just try to keep that in mind. But if you do feel comfortable with the Placidus system, most likely it's going to be in the 10th house. But I know I just had to, like, I know me and some other people who, if we changed it from Placidus to whole house or maybe even equal house, your midheaven might be in the 9th or 11th house. So just keep that in mind. But back to what I was talking about. The 10th house, the midheaven, that's the most public part of you. That's what people will see. So, and this is also one reason why some people might feel like they're getting a different sign off of you, like, especially if they don't know you. Because, okay, like, let's think about it. Like, you guys seeing me, I have no idea what y'all think my sign is. I don't know. You could think it's Cancer or Scorpio or Sagittarius, Gemini. I talk about Gemini a lot, or whatever else. But it's just because that's the peak of your chart, and so they're think like people will see that on you, especially like if they don't know you, because the first house is when somebody first meets you, so they get to know you a little bit. But the 10th house, they don't know you. um like, even with myself, my sister, some of her friends, whenever they find out something about me, they'll say, really, Bird really likes that, or she really know who this person is. And I just ask my sister sometimes, like, what do you tell these people about me? But she always assured me that she don't go around saying anything about me. It's just the way that they perceive me, because they don't know me as well as she does. So they're gonna think of me differently. But also with the 10th house, it all can also deal with your career. Like, let's say that your 10th house is in Libra. You could probably work with, you know, the law, or be a lawyer, a police officer, a mediator. definitely a mediator. But also do keep in mind that the 10th house is not necessarily always just your career, because sometimes it's about what you contribute to the world. Um I hope that it's making sense. Like basically how you put yourself out there, how you help out in a sense. So it can definitely be with your career, because think about it. This house right here is ruled by Saturn. And we all know that, well, now we all know that Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which Capricorn is about climbing that, that ladder and getting to the top of the career. So it could definitely deal with your career. But let's say that your midheaven is in Libra, but I don't know, you're a scientist or something. That doesn't necessarily mean, okay, now quit your job and go be a lawyer or something. No, it doesn't mean that. It just means that's something that you're putting out into the world, like your mission in life. Yeah. So even though you could be a scientist, you probably are a mediator for a lot of people. And it's not your career, but it's just something that you just do, something that you naturally do, and you don't even have to be taught about it. You don't have to stress about it. It's just something that comes naturally to you. I just wanted to clarify that. The 10th house also deals with financial and physical security, because once again, we got to think about Saturn. Saturn is going to be strict, but Saturn is also going to give rewards. So the 10th house is also associated with, a parent. Usually, well, traditionally, it's associated with the father figure, because, usually we'll see the father figure as, the more authoritative and strict and, you know, parent who probably works outside of the house more often than the mother. Although we know that now it's not always that case, but the 10th house does deal with, the more authoritative parent, whether that was your father or your mother. So that is another thing with the 10th house. And also your relationship to authority, that's also something that you can see within the 10th house. And I do think I already covered that the 10th house deals with rules and, laws, because Saturn is not going to be the sign that just lets you think, do whatever, and it doesn't matter. Santa's going to be like, yeah, there's going to be consequences for your actions, and there's also going to be rewards for, the right actions. Um, I want to make sure I covered everything that I meant to, because I feel like I kind of ran off on a tangent a little bit, but let me just make sure. Yeah, I think that I hit everything that I meant to. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Oh, and I also wanted to mention that you can also find me on Instagram at my handle is Growth Rising. And I also recently made a TikTok and it's also Growth Rising. So you can find me on either one of those. And if you want to add anything, just go ahead and leave a comment below. And I hope that you have a good one. Bye.